Hey, what's going on, guys? It's VenomousFatman here again. I'm here on the BITT, the boys in the tube, and I'm not actually sitting down with the boy. Okay, I'm sitting down with the girl. I'm sitting down with Luge from the tester. So anyway, we were just talking about her origins as far as gaming. We talked a little bit about some wrestling. So now let's get into some much more serious, much more important stuff. Let's talk about this Guinness Book of World Records right now.
All right.
All right, so this world record, okay. What was your kind of like whole thought process, or what was your mentality at the time when you were actually going to actually play Little Big Planet for 50 plus hours? When you first came, when the first idea was brought to your attention.
When the idea was brought to my attention, I was just like, I can do it. It's no big deal. It's 50 hours. Every hour you play, you're getting a 10-minute break. I could take naps. Who cares? I could do it. But then my whole mentality changed like the night before. I'm sleeping in my bed and I'm like, wow, tomorrow's the day. Like tomorrow is the day. And I was just like, I don't know if I could do it. Like my whole mentality just changed. I was like, I was getting nervous. I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? I hope I could do it. Like I was telling my whole family about it. They were so proud of me. And then I was like, I'm going to let them down. So like there was a lot of things going through my head the night before. But waking up and going to the event, sitting down, meeting Sean and David, I knew I can do it. I knew that no matter what, just keep your eyes open, hands on controller, and just keep playing. Because it's serious stuff. The guy from Guinness was there to tell us, to tell us all the rules. 10-minute breaks from, you leave at this time, you come back at this time. You have to be playing. Your hands have to be on the controller. So it was serious business.
So you would say that it was a lot of pressure building up to like that night before, right? Until you walked in through the door.
It was a lot of pressure.
So pretty much, tell us a little bit about like some of the stuff that you had to deal with when you were actually like playing the actual game.
Well, when we were playing the game, we mostly played user-generated levels because the records that we were going for was most user-generated video game levels played in 24 hours. Most user-generated video games played during the entire marathon, 50 hours. And then most video game genres played. So like those are the three main big ones that we were going for. So we had to cover, the user-generated levels. And I don't know, it was just, you didn't really think about what you had to do. You just did it. It was like, all right, let's line up our queue of what games we're going to play. And then let's just play them, knock them out, and that's it. And just move on.
Now, during those times when you said because you got like 10-minute breaks that you said, in between, I guess, different times when they allowed you to take a break, did you actually get a chance to, take a step back, maybe get like 10 minutes shut eye, or maybe even get something to eat, go use the bathroom, or do things like that? The important stuff during the course of the whole time you were actually playing that game?
Yeah, so for like the 10-minute breaks, what I would do is I would use them for bathroom breaks or like 3 o'clock in the morning, like jog around the place to like waken up, splash some water on my face. I didn't use any time to eat because I would usually just play and eat. They would get us Subway sandwiches, so you can kind of like eat and play at the same time, and you can drink and play at the same time, so that wasn't an issue. So mostly like my breaks would be for freshening up in the bathroom and trying to keep myself awake, jumping up and down. I didn't want to take any breaks or any like long naps because whenever I take a nap and then I wake up, I'll feel like garbage after that. So it's just like totally just stay away from that. Drink some soda, get some caffeine in you, get some food in you, and just keep your eyes open.
That's cool. But I also wanted to ask, during the course, because you said you play and eat at the same time, did you actually drink or eat, like energy drinks or like, stuff that would give you that extra boost of energy for like a good like couple hours or something like that?
I ate some energy bars, but I never touched the energy drinks because I never had an energy drink before in my life, and I was scared that my heart would start racing, and then like it just wouldn't work for my body. So I stood away from that. I mostly just drank soda, and I don't drink soda, so the caffeine definitely helped, and I stood with like vitamin water. So vitamin water, soda, energy bars, these little chocolate energy bars, and Subway sandwiches and fruits, lots of fruits and veggies.
That's good. So towards the end of the actual 50-hour mark, when you guys were still playing and you guys, had a general consensus like, okay, yeah, we're actually going to make this world record. How was it, or how were you actually feeling during that time? Were you kind of like really winding down? You didn't want to play the game anymore. What was it like towards those last? I want to say maybe that last hour or that last 30 minutes or so when you guys were getting to that point.
Yeah, I think like my body was totally there, but my mind was somewhere else, like flying around because staying up that long, my eyes were just wandering. They were drifting. My mind was drifting. Like these little sack boys were coming out of the screen at me. I mean, I was dreaming with my eyes open after that amount of time. So I didn't know where I was, but my body was there, and my body took care of the rest. And yeah, looking back at it, I'm surprised that like I walked away from it, and like I don't know, I'm just really surprised at myself, and I give myself a lot of credit for doing it, because it was really hard for my mind and body to get through it, but we did.
It almost seems unreal that it actually happened, correct?
I mean, like the last 30 minutes is just so fuzzy to like even think back and remember like what happened, but which I'm glad that like my parents came and they took lots of pictures, so like I could look back at the pictures and be like, oh yes, I remember that now. I remember that.
That's good. So now, since we've already pretty much beat the whole Guinness World Record to death, let's talk about the tester. Now, for people that don't know, obviously, plenty of people have seen the tester on TV and know who you are, known you from actually being on that show. But for the guys who didn't, talk a little bit about, what it was it like, and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, the tester is PlayStation 3's first like ever reality show where they have 11 gamers live in a house and compete for a job to be the next PlayStation tester. And getting involved with that was like a blessing. Like, I can't believe they picked me and, all this stuff, but I'm glad that they did. And it's just like opened a bunch of doors that are great and fabulous. And I hope, to take advantage of it and hope things go far with that. But it was so much fun. Like everyone in the house, they were really nice, and they're all into gaming. It's like being in a house with a bunch of gamers and competitive people, and you compete doing like mental and physical challenges, because it's not like, you think you're going to be like a game tester. What kind of challenges are they going to give you? You're going to sit in a room and play video games? No, you're going to be running around in a hamster ball trying to knock things over, blindfolded, It was things like that, which, it's out of the box, but it's fun, and it kind of shows like your leadership skills and things like that. So, I mean, if you're up for things like that, if they're doing, the next tester 3, people should definitely sign up for it, because it's a good way to get your foot in the door.
That sounds cool. So, from your entire experience of when you were actually on the tester, what would you say is the best moment that you ever had, that you were surprised that ever happened, and also the worst moment or the funniest moment that you ever experienced while being part of the cast?
My favorite moment probably would be the first challenge, because I won the very first challenge, which was like a photo hunt challenge, where you're looking at 2 pictures and one's slightly different, so you have to pick out like the differences in the pictures. So that was my favorite one, only because I won, and I was just like really excited to come on the show. It's never been aired before, and win the very first challenge. And I guess my upsetting worst moment on the show was probably when I got kicked off on episode 4 from a LARPing challenge, which I'll probably never live down. Like, when I hear the word LARPing, it's like, oh, crazy.
God forbid you're on PSN and somebody says LARPing. It is so on right there.
Yeah, God forbid. Oh, no LARPing for me, please.
But even from that, talk a little bit about, how it was like actually talking to and meeting some of the people on there. I know you said that they were some of the best people. They were the nicest people there. Any other big shout outs you want to give to any of the people that were with you during the time while you were on the tester?
Oh, heck yeah, all of them. I mean, they were all very welcoming, very sociable. You could talk with them, but at the very like same thing, that they're very competitive. Like, they want to be that game tested just as much as you. So it's like they're not like they're like necessarily to manipulate you or tear you down, but it's just it was very friendly, very family, but I want it more than you, so I'm gonna do my best and try my best to stay here, and I don't care, I'm not letting anything get in my way. So yeah, I mean, shout out to all of them. Like we're the guinea pigs for the testers. So we're all put there and we're all like, okay, what do we have to do now? Now you guys are looking at it and like, oh, okay, this is what it's about. But we didn't know. We just kind of like got shoved into it. So yeah, definitely shout out to all of us, all my little guinea piggies.
That's cool. If you had a choice and you actually had an opportunity to maybe be on like the Tester 3 or the Tester 4 or any other show again, or even that show again, would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I met great people doing the show. I had a lot of fun, except for the LARPing. But I mean, it was a blast just to be like surrounded by gamers who, want the same thing as you. It was a blast to be there.
So that's cool. So anyway, guys, we're going to a new part. Be sure to check out part 3.